Recently, Aikatsu announced and released their newest project, Aikatsu Academy, which is essentially a VTubing project with 3 girls, Himeno Mieru, Mami Mume, who I like to call Memo, and Wow Parin. As usual with Aikatsu, we get to see their designs. The first design we got to see was their basic school uniform, which consists of a white dress and a navy top, and a checkered slit on the skirt part of the dress. I really like this design. I have no complaints. It kind of calls back to the first season of Aikatsu with the navy and white color scheme, and I think it's really cute for an academy uniform. The next design we got to see was their training uniforms, and overall, I also like these designs. I like how the color kind of matches with their type. I like the waves in them and the stripes in them, and the white that each of them have on their uniforms. The only problem I might have is the leggings being black. It's kind of stark in comparison to the white all the way at the top. So that was just a bit odd for me, but I do like the detailing on the thighs of the leggings, so that's something, I guess. But overall, it's fine. Next we have their unit cords, and I do like these designs a lot as well. I like the skirts with the layers and the frills and like the shape of it. I like the chains on them. I love the neckline of the tops being square with the little collar in it with the cutouts around it. I really like that, and the sleeves and it being kind of cropped. I really like these designs. The color palettes for Parin and Mieru are really good. I think they really suit their types and their personalities. My only problem is a little bit with Memo's design. I don't like the maroon on the top. I feel like it's out of place for her. I just don't think the maroon suits her. I feel like a blue that matches the skirt, or maybe more purple with the skirt, would have been better. I feel like overall it is a gothic cord, but I don't think it suits her. And then we have their streaming/casual outfits. Judging by the title of this video, I'm redesigning these. And that's because I didn't like them that much. Let's start with our first girl, Mieru. I started by designing different sketches of outfits based on like aesthetics I found off of Pinterest, actually. And she's got like a cottagecore kind of girly vibe going on, so I tried to pull from that and make some designs, pulling like corsets and poofy tops and like the bows that she's got a million of already. Don't get me started on that. So you can see me going through several iterations, and then I was kind of flickering through them and like choosing which ones I like most. And I did like this design right now. I liked it with the cutout shoulders and the V-neck kind of thing. But this is when I noticed that I was switching her aesthetic and Memo's aesthetic, because like if you look at Memo's official design, that's exactly what it is, you know, with the cutouts and the V-neck. So I was like, I can't be doing that. So I went back to this kind of poofy shoulders and corset top, but I was having trouble with the skirt because I did really like her skirt design in the original, with like kind of like is very round, but I didn't want to copy it. And then I did like this design I have up here with like the layers and the frills, but when I looked at it, it was giving pirate, and I thought that kind of didn't go with her. She was, you know, more cottagey, and so this sketch right here is what I went with. It's supposed to look like it's hiked up, kind of like Renaissance fair core. I don't know if I executed it that well, but that's what I went with. As for her shoes, these shoes, like on this base, my go-to is boots, because they're like very easy to draw, and it's hard to draw like the heels on this model. But I didn't know that it looks very similar to her shoes in the official, because I was working with that half image right there. And then I added these ribbons around her arm because I thought they were cute from one of the other drafts, and they kind of like fill her arm up like the full sleeves did. And the colors I chose were based off of, you know, her official one, but I think I made the cream a little bit more yellow so it kind of stands out against her skin. I also sketched out the hair on the base so that it was easier to visualize the complete look with the hair and the outfit. Next, I worked on Parin's design, and a lot of her design I kept the same with like a hoodie top and shorts. And I did try sketching different designs, and I did come up with this like long pant design, which is like sweatpants. And when I look back at it now, maybe I should have gone with that because my final design looks basically the same as her official design, but I think something about it I didn't like. Maybe I'll do a part 2 redesign. But I made the hoodie kind of long sleeve, so I connected the arm warmers that she had into one piece rather than 2 separate pieces, which I didn't like in the original. And I did like the overalls that she had on her original, but I just wanted to change it. So I made them these colorful half checked and half colored shorts, and the leggings are basically the same as the original, but as I said, I didn't even know that she had those shoes, so they're basically the same with the leggings falling over the shoe some more. And the jewelry and everything is basically the same. I just copied that over. The one biggest minor change would be the Tamagotchi. I have it hanging through like the strings on her jacket, on her hoodie, and I thought that was cute enough for aikatsu. The little OK Girl logo on the side is what I imagine would be on the shirt that's underneath her hoodie, but you can't see it because the hoodie is zipped up. And I made it a simple t-shirt underneath because in her original it's like a collar with a tie and then the overalls and the hoodie. I thought it was just too much. And then the hoodie, I simplified the hoodie a lot. It's just a basic hoodie because she has too much hair. I don't think she needs the cat ears on top of the bows and everything. And we know it's cat ears on her hoodie because it kind of sticks out a little bit. But also there was a fan art by one of the artists on the aikatsu team, I guess, who did it. For the coloring, they're basically the same colors. I just brought those colors down to the shorts some more. And the shoes, I didn't, honestly, those coloring, oh, actually, I did copy the colors for the shoes, I'm sorry. And the rest is just me finishing up some final touches on her liner, on the messy sketch on her hair, and just like little parts of coloring that I needed to update. And then I just finished coloring in her hair and the orange streaks that she's got going on. And with that, that is Parin's final redesign. Next was Memo's design, and I like kind of the aesthetic she has going on with like the feathers and like her personality being kind of like sheepish, so I try to carry that over. But as I was designing one of the earlier sketches, I was like, this is looking like mieru style, like a baby doll dress. So I was definitely switching up their aesthetics. So I try to make this kind of bubble-ish skirt underneath. I was definitely drawing from like Fua Dream with the sheepish aesthetic. And I also kept the wings because I thought those were cute as like a feathery design. And I think my main problem with Memo's design is that when I look at her in her original dress here, all I see is sumire. Like, the purple colors is all sumire, so that's my biggest drive to change her and give her like a different aesthetic. And so I gave her these kind of puff sleeves, which is similar to Mieru's design, but they're sheer, kind of like trying to make it seem sheepish. And then these little bulbs around her cuffs and sleeves and everything, and on her neck, those are supposed to be feathers. they don't look like feathers because I can't draw feathers, but those are feathers. And I kept the leather straps. I like that. I kept some of the silver hardware as well because I thought that was a nice touch. And I like the dark color scheme of it all, but I don't like the purple on her. It, like, from her, like, face, like, her head up is fine. Like, I like her hair, I like her eyes and everything, but I just don't think the dress suits her. So I had a hard time with the coloring as well. And also with the shoes, I went to the boots. I did change that later. And the leggings, I actually found those leggings on Pinterest and I was like, wow, I really like that style. And then when I was editing this video, I looked at her leggings and I was like, no way I got like a similar style. So that was really funny in my opinion. So I did change the shoes later on her. And then I had like a coloring mishap. Like I colored on the same layer and had to come back to that a few days later and redraw my lines so I could color properly. And I ended up choosing like a bluish gray color, kind of raveny, and trying to make her a little distinct. And I think I pulled the blue kind of from like the teal in her hair. And her hair does have like the purple reflection. So like when I colored her hair at the end, I kind of tried to give like a blue shading to it so it would match. But it ended up looking grayish. So that could be improved, but I was like giving low effort for the hair anyways. But I did like the blue color I ended up choosing for her in the end. And I would be open to changing the color, but like somewhere along blue hues. And then for her tail, I gave her a spade because when I was drawing, I was like, a spade is the cool goth type symbol for aikatsu, right? And then I was like, I had to double check and I was like, oh no, it's a diamond. So I did change that and fix it. And then I did update the shoes, so I made them like heels. Again, I did not know she had heels on, so they're just basic heels with feathers around them, and her original one have horns on them, which I think it's fine, but like her horns are on her head all the time, so it's not like specific to the outfit. So I was fine with bringing the studs down to the shoes. I add a few more designs and details and final touches, making sure I like how things look. And with that, Memo's design is done. Here we have the final 3 designs of Parin, Mieru, and Memo. I'm pretty happy with how they each turned out, but I may consider redesigning them once again when, say, a mysterious 4th member comes out, as we have been anticipating. The biggest change in Mieru's design, I would say, is the absence of the pink bow and the bold color of the skirt. And it kind of looks a lot more simple than the actual design in a way because of the absence of the plaid pattern on her skirt and just a bunch of those other frills and small details that aikatsu loves to do, but I have a hard time replicating. As for Parin's design, she essentially looks the same. I carried over a lot of her original design concepts, like the hoodie and the colors of the arm and leg warmers. I changed up a little bit of the designs of like the jewelry and the tamagotchi, her shirt as well as just a basic t-shirt now, not whatever collared thing she's got going on with the turtleneck. The shorts are the main change I made because the overalls on top of that hoodie bothered me the most. And the shoes are very similar as well. I took the colors from her sneakers and put it to the overflowing leg warmers now. Memo is the one who had the biggest change in design in my opinion, but also kind of not. I feel like structurally it looks the same, whereas Parin's one looked identical and Mieru's one was different in structure. So the skirt still has the straps, she has the kind of tight center, but she does not have any frills that stick out as much as the V in her original one does, and she has a larger cutout on her chest, and The cutouts are smaller on her arms, and the color, obviously, the color is extremely different. And the shoes, I would say, basically look the same. But overall, I like her redesign, what I did with it. I like how it kind of has that sheepish aesthetic like I brought up before, and it has kind of the raveny touch with the feathers. So I'm really happy with her design. Maybe the color choices I could pick a little bit better, maybe bring in some more black or like a darker blue to it, like some of the layers of her ruffles and her sleeves have. But I am happy with Memo's final design. That wraps up the final redesigns of Aikatsu Academy's main 3 girls. Let me know what you think of these designs, and if you'd like to see me potentially redesign any of them when a potential new girl shows up.